President Biden will permit Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia with U.S.-made long-range missiles. And an E. coli outbreak in the U.S. that's been linked to organic carrots has killed one person and sickened dozens more. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. For the first time, President Biden is allowing Ukraine to fire U.S.-made long-range missiles into Russia. A U.S. official tells NPR the change in policy was spurred by the deployment of North Korean troops who were sent to help Russia in its war against Ukraine. NPR's Tom Bowman has more.
The missiles are called ATACMS and have a range of some 190 miles. Ukrainian officials and their supporters in the U.S. have long pushed for their use. But the Biden administration refused, fearing Russian escalation. Now, with thousands of North Korean troops fighting Ukrainian forces who have seized portions of the Kursk region of Russia, the administration has allowed the ATACMS to strike targets there. The policy change could lead other countries, especially Britain, to allow their long-range missiles to be used as well. Tom Bowman, NPR News.
Brazil is hosting the summit of the Group of 20 Nations in Rio de Janeiro. President Biden is there. Before he arrived in Rio, Biden visited the Amazon Rainforest, the first sitting U.S. president to do so. The G20 summit is focused on global governance, poverty, and climate change. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says nations that are more wealthy must step up to help developing countries fight climate change.
I will appeal to the sense of responsibility of all G20 countries. Now is the time for leadership by example from the world's largest economies and emitters. Failure is not an option.
The summit comes as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take office. Over the weekend, Trump named his choice for the next U.S. Energy Secretary. It is Chris Wright, the head of an oil and gas company. Wright has publicly said there is no global climate crisis. He has also claimed there is no increase in the intensity of weather disasters. That is not what climate scientists say, who point to evidence human activity is causing global warming. Nearly 40 people have become ill, and one person has died following an E. coli outbreak linked to organic carrots. Several brands of carrots have since been recalled, including some sold at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and Walmart. NPR's Juliana Kim reports.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said on Sunday it's investigating a multi-state E. coli outbreak tied to organic carrots. The cases have emerged in more than a dozen states, with the highest numbers reported in Washington, Minnesota, and New York. But the CDC warns that the outbreak may have reached additional states, and the actual number of infections is likely much higher. Investigations indicate that Grimway Farms was the common supplier of the organic carrots consumed by individuals before they got sick. On Saturday, the company initiated a recall for some of its carrots that were sold at major retailers, including Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and Walmart. Juliana Kim, NPR News.
It's NPR.